Hello. I'm back. No good. I'm not surprised, to be honest. Okie dokie. Oh. Not again. How many times am I gonna bloody do that? Brown of Inheritance, I don't think is actually gonna happen this week. Sadly. It might do if I do like a little bit a day, I suppose. But it's 213 and I have 202. It could happen this week. I could do a little bit of combat to begin with. It's up here. Teleport to Hopeport. Need to kill the sparring guards. Right, I need to duel the sparring guards, however you want to put it. Did I choose Hopeport? I did, yeah. For the sake of not having to think about it, I just went with Hopeport again. I know what everything is, I know what the important level thresholds are, right? I know when the loot drops, all of that stuff, and I thought, to save the sake of going through the combat menu over and over again, to be like, okay, well, what does this one do? Okay, it's this at this point, okay. I thought that was a better idea. I was gonna save it, but because I hit like milestone 2, it kept popping up and it was beating me off. So I just went, fuck it, and got rid of it. Okay, well that's gonna be a knowledge point today, going away into that one. If I wanted to be on combat 213 by Sunday, assuming AFK gets me 1 level, that would be, if I said like 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and then I get 2 from AFKs, which gives me 6, I would need to get 5. Still. Three and 3 is more realistic, yeah. Unless AFK gives me levels, gives me more levels than 2. Because the thing is, I really want to have this woodcut and this carpenter finished. as well. Two and a half might work, yeah. Which, considering I just already hit level 3, would be another 2 levels today. I think, honestly and sadly, the thing that's gonna slow me down, it's gonna be the fucking woodcut and the carpentry levels. I'm gonna have to, like, really hardcore go and get them, and it's gonna mess with stuff. That's a bummer. Don't need them till next week. I don't, but I'm so far away on them, right? I only need 6 woodcut, but I need 12 carpentry. When was the... I know it was 6, it was then 25, right? Good loot, yeah. $170k to get this level. How much do these guys give? 8,000 a pop. So I need to do 22 of them to get the first level. I've already done a few. 22 more. This week plus next week is 6 streams. It's 3 levels per stream. I'll do that easily. Do you reckon? Considering I need to hit those combat levels as well. And only the 3-hour ones. Okay. I shall trust in you. Even if I am nervous. Nothing is going to be a gear upgrade from these guys unless it is at the very least uncommon or rare or whatever it's listed as. Uncommon, I think. And even then it's only shield, legs, torso, weapons. All those ranged weapons that I have, like, none of, basically. What do these guys hook me up with in terms of... 470 knowledge? That's pretty good. Could be a good time to go and check my bank. I don't remember. Did I get myself experience potions? I think I got some. It might not be a terrible time to use them for Hopeport. That's the wrong bank. I do have XP Hope Port. Pop that on the potion belt. Even though there's no real need to, but hey. It lasts for a full ass hour? Okay. Amazing. Dude, I should have been using those earlier. I did not think they lasted that long. It was a passive one, yeah. I got like 20 of them. I could have been using them the whole time. I thought they only lasted like 10 minutes. It only boosts passives. Fucking damn it. Still good to know, I guess. Will it reuse the passive potion if you're doing a passive activity? Or do you have to like log in every hour, socially? Got logged out, it does. Interesting. Well, with those as well, cancel the potion. There's no point. Hello, hello, Max. How are you? I don't have any normal XP potions, it's just the passive ones. Yeah, passive combat for sure. That's gonna make it so that I am just gonna finish up one more level of combat here. And then I'm gonna leave those along with the double experience on today. And I think that will be fine. Right. Have a good day, Hollow. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. A bit late. Well, wee bit late, yeah. If you wanted to be here at the start of the stream. It is technically, because I closed the stream and reopened it, Mace, you're only 14 minutes late. If you wanted to be there for the start, technically. But that's not that bad. Been keeping yourself occupied? Yeah. It's good. I'm glad that you are having a healthier relationship towards the stream. It's good. It is good. Don't care for half the shit we have played yet. Yeah, I don't think you really care about this, right? Don't care about Roachels, don't care about Quasimorph. Which means the only thing you'd give a shit about is World. Which is hilariously the section of the stream you missed today. 100% attendance to slipping. That's a good thing. But I'm glad you're having a healthier relationship towards the stream. It's important. Oh. Hello. How you doing? I'm okay. Good.
Oh.
Was it a good one?
Yeah. I have 0 reconnection to some larger places that it
Yeah, nice.
Oh.
Good. I hope it gives you enough energy to deal with the fact that you have to cook something.
Oh no.
I believe in you. You can do it. It means that you're washed, right? I don't think it does. I don't think that's true. Especially if this stuff doesn't interest you, right? Not really a lot you can do about that one. Yeah, this is better. Nice. I need to pop that experience into the passive. When would be the next passive? It's at 6. Never mind then. They're just at the same levels that all of the normal stuff's at. I think if I get myself to 4 here, the passive definitely unlocks the Death Crows for tomorrow. I can farm the Death Crows to get myself some better loot. And then that will mean that I actually have like appropriately good loot for the quest as well. And then all will be well. I like that. I like that. Is it the hair beast? Yeah. Which probably isn't enough time to make that happen, which is a shame. Zam project starts next week. You barely touched any of the mocks. Not ideal necessarily. It's fine if you know it without needing to do the mocks. But it means the mocks don't get to do what they need to do. What they're meant to do, anyway. Consistently hitting terrible damage on this guard, man. Gonna potion this. Was very bad. $11 more, 5 more, 12 more. A lot. I don't know how many that is. It's a lot. Or 17? 17. Even. That will be interesting. That's one way to put it, yeah. Interesting isn't necessarily what I would go with. I would probably go with like stressful or something, but I wonder if I can get the rest of all of these woodcutting levels today. That would be brilliant. Relegating yourself to fate is very relaxing. Can you relegate yourself to a thing that doesn't necessarily exist? I suppose you can. People do it all the time. I mean, honestly, the fact that you're not stressed out your goddamn gourd might help you do better at it. So that would be nice. To a degree. Instead of panicking the whole time, you might be able to like focus on bits and bobs. Try and answer what it is that you do know. A lot of apathy? A lot of apathy is not good. Sounds like depression, that sounds about right. The cycle of existence does that to you. Unfortunately. Honestly, the main reason I don't want to do these guards is because I find it really fucking annoying that they talk to you every time you finish fighting them. Really fucking irritating. Don't talk to me every time. With that passive potion though, I am fucking sore. Especially if it gives you like extra experience on top of the double experience, because that's just a wee bit silly at that point. Everybody needs a good depression arc? I don't think that's true. It's the same either way. Well, what I was hoping is that it doesn't give me, like... two versions of double the normal experience. And instead gives me... Is that the same either way? No, it's still quadruple regardless, isn't it? I'm for some reason doing it thrice in my head. Where if it gave you 3 lots of 2, it could be either 6 or 8. I don't know why I did it 3 times. How do 3 and 2 bring you to 8 in any way? If you get 3 100% boosts, but all of the boosts apply separately to each other, you get double experience in one section, double experience in another section, and double experience in a third section, which would mean that you get, when you combine them all together, 6 times experience. Whereas if they stack with each other, you would get double experience from the first one, the 100% applies again, which gives you quadruple experience, and then it applies again, which gives you octuple experience. But for 2 boosts, it's irrelevant, because you always get the same amount. Regardless of how you work it out, because that's how that works. Math, yes, space math. Some games choose to do weird stuff sometimes with numbers. Any reason I was thinking about it? We do stuff with numbers, other numbers show up. This is true. Additive and multiplicative, exactly. At least the problem I run into a lot when it comes to that is I feel like very rarely is it fucking specified. You didn't go much past them turning in letters into numbers? I think that's before that point anyway, isn't it? What we're talking about? I cannot remember where Teak is. It is down here. Oh, it's literally right next to me. Huh. I actually don't know if you ever really get taught the difference between multiplicative and additive percentile things, because it's not really relevant in normal math. That's kind of like not a game thing, but it's rare that that situation occurs, I feel. What combat am I? I'm 204 is what I'm at. But with the double experience on the brand new passive combined with the passive experience potions, that's definitely going to be enough to get me 2 levels in one night, right? Which allows me to spend a longer amount of time tomorrow farming the Deathbirds instead, which I'd rather do, because they have the better loot drops. Can't even do your multiplications in the top of your head? Just don't have a math brain. Wouldn't count on it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'll just do some more combat tomorrow, right? For 3 times 8, you'd have to do 2 times 8, then add an 8. That's... I mean, yeah? Some people say 24 instantly. You have to take a second? I mean, it just means that you don't have it memorized. That's all, right? You don't need your times tables memorized. It's useful in some ways, but it's also completely useless in others. Never not one. Have you touched American soil? Probably depends if that counts what they claim or... Previous? It's 4 or 8, not 6 or 8, is it? But wouldn't you be getting 3 separate amounts of 2 times? Plus 100 is 300%, 300% is 4 times the experience, okay. Numbers are hard. That's why I don't look at the theory and I just go by the feel. Numbers are incapable of being hard because they do not have mass. Apparently, linguistic concepts can also only have one possible application. Unlike math, which can be multiplicative or additive in terms of the fucking multipliers, which is fun. That's why mates don't get it. You're good enough at eating, it will balance it out. Sorry? The numbers? With what? You spec'd into eating, not math? But what if you need to do eating math? Last epoch explicitly stated multiplicative bonuses on a lot of stuff. That's really nice. You die miserably. For someone who's supposedly very apathetic, you're still a drama queen, mate. There's my botanist level. One closer. family is in your DNA at this point. Apparently, yeah. Apparently. Dude, I would love to have this finished. That would boost my spirit immensely. I don't know if I'll manage to get all of those done. That might be a wee bit much to ask for, but it'd feel pretty fucking amazing. Soaring sound is ASMR if ASMR wasn't obnoxious. Isn't there like tons of different types of ASMR though? So it could be considered to be it as well. It doesn't have to be like people whispering in your ear to make you want to claw out your fucking eye sockets so you can't hear them anymore. ASMR rocks. ASMR rocks? So you just rub them together? And they make whispering noises? Sorry, I just like the idea of that. That would be fucking hell. But it would be very funny. Specific physical response. It's not the sound, it's the feeling you get. Right. So we're just wired in a way that fucking hates that feeling as opposed to Mace, who's wired in a way where it's nice. All your eye sockets, you can't hear them anymore. That's like to the degree that it upsets me, Mace. It like physically transfers the sensation of horror into other organs than just my ears. You're physically repulsed by the sensation, yeah. I find it like really irritating, and if I listen to it for too long, I need to escape. Like I just need to run. Like the shivers it sends down your spine. Ugh. Brushing the mic with an ungodly amount of makeup brushes. I think the ones where it's just object noises are far more irritating to me. Because when there's someone speaking, I can at least, like, attempt to distract myself by trying to listen to what it is that they're saying and like power through. When it's just noises, I'm like, this is just why? Why would you torture me with just noises? I'm glad it's one of those things that is relatively harmless, at least, though. As opposed to a lot of things that people come up with that are maybe a bit... Man, there's really no way to say, like, abnormal that doesn't sound fucking atrocious. Out of the ordinary. Inaudible whispers go hard. I think inaudible whispers, if someone did that to me for too long, I would maybe not feel any regret about snapping their neck. They knew the risks. They got what they deserved at that point. So interesting how it's like so incredibly different of a response. I wonder what it is that causes that. I jumped and fright. Thankfully, I don't have it that bad. I can, power through it, but it makes my skin crawl very quickly. Little boobs in here. Hey, little boobs. It's a bum man as well. Hey, bum man. The same sensation that you get in nightmares. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, that makes it particularly bad. I don't feel like I have a consistent sensation in nightmares. It's always very different. Ooh. Oh yeah, have you played much Forza, mate? literally playing it right now. I just wondered how you found it. Enjoyable? Is it just Forza, basically, still? We probably won't end up getting it until like 3 years' time, where it finally goes on 50% sale, but it's nice to know if it's any good or not, right? It's Forza, just Japan. Okay, cool. Cool. A lot of nightmares if things are in your room, looming over your bed. Somehow know the only way to be spared is to not be seen responding. It's very, very sleep paralysis-y. Your sleep paralysis is very different. It's a very like stereotypical sounding sleep paralysis, I should say. Where there's like something looming, right? Or something standing there and you're unable to move from it. It's a common... What's it called? Manifestation, I guess, in many people. How are the sakura trees? It's a good question. Nightmares will try and trick you, walk out your room, suddenly run back in to make you react. Huh. That's interesting. I can't really think of any like consistent thematic logic to mine, other than even then, like, it's not necessarily the nightmares that are in apocalyptic scenarios. I just have, like, dreams in which apocalyptic scenarios occur occasionally. I can never really remember my nightmares for very long. I just remember being unsettled a lot of the time. Was spring yesterday because it swaps every Thursday. They look nice. Nice. Used to have a common nightmare. Your dad got murdered by a cougar in a jungle temple-like structure. That is very specific. Did you not like the Aztecs as a child? Or something? Hey, Zero. The goal today is a lofty one that I will not reach. I would like to get as much of my woodcut done as possible, if not finish it. I've already got one level. Yeah, most of the way through this one. I need to get to 101. a double harvest for the one level that it's useful for. Because I think you get it, Biggie, right? It's gonna be a quick one. That is my hope. And then if I manage to get all of that done, I'm gonna go back to combat for the remainder of the day. And then tomorrow we'll be farming deathbirds to get better combat equipment and doing some carpentry. The day after would also be doing some deathbirds to get combat equipment and doing some carpentry and also doing the quest. The Brannoff inheritance quest. Since that's my next one. Used to play a game that was in a jungle and it had jaguars. Okay. Interesting that they changed from jaguars to cougars in your dream. Small pause like it always is, yeah. Pause is nice. Well, your friends got it. Want to play together? Otherwise, you would have waited. Yeah. It's too much money. It is a lot of fucking money, man. A lot of money. XP rate boost to the new milestone? Yeah. Yeah, they're like 30% or whatever it is. For that one level. It will go very quick. Also, something that would be nice about that instead of these is these are relatively bad on the experience scale. Great on knowledge, but experience-wise not very good. That these are actually slightly better on the experience scale, so I'll level a lot quicker because of that as well. It's really helpful. Obviously less knowledge, which means less botany levels, but fuck a lot. You have a lot more freedom in terms of money, which is nice though, right? So you can pick it up and be fine. Get to play it with your friends on release. There is always something more special about playing something when it's new. It's fresh. Where would I be leaving myself today? Assuming I only get one AFK level. So, assuming I don't do any more combat as well. I would be 213 is where I need to get. I'm on 204. 2 days of 1 would put me on 206, which means I would need to do a 4 and a 3. I think that's going to be absolutely fine. Even if I exclusively would cut today, if I don't manage to get the level. I am A-okay. Even if the burbs are a bit poopy, experience-wise. They're still like 95% or something, so that's not too bad. I can always end up throwing some key points around if I need to fiddle with things as well. $50 to 64 botanist should take you 51 key points. Okay. Which I will probably not get. I'm imagining. There's something about the simplicity of that gift just tickles my heart. I love it so much. I think I will between all of them. Do you reckon? Because I still need to get 2 whole levels worth of botanists to get to 50 in the first place, right? Which is going to be 5 or 6 more? Yeah, fair enough. I suppose I'm not thinking about carpentry. I'm going to get a lot from carpentry. Especially since those highest tier logs that I have access to are actually good for knowledge. The teak ones here. New ones are fine. J-pop radio channel. Is there a classical radio channel still? That's all I care about. Pretty sure? Good. True combat's actually gonna get me a lot, right? Because of the fact that I'm so far in milestone-wise. Well, no, it never changes. It's just that combat gets you a lot in general, because it takes so much longer to kill something. I always forget that. It's not that it's better than they were. It's that the way it works is wonky in my brain. It works perfectly logically. It just hurts my head. These are good as well. Good loot, good knowledge. The commanding chiefs. There is no tree quotes. Just crippling debt. Okay, we're looking at 36,000 experience for this level, which is at 233 a tree. A lot of trees. 23,000 would be 100, right? No, that would be 1,000. Is that correct? No, that's 100. You muppet. Half of that. So I need to do like 160, 170-ish. Which, considering how quick an inventory is not that bad, actually. Yep, plenty of knowledge points. We're trying to figure out how many teaks I need to cut? Yeah, at least for the next level. What level am I? I am 47 with rounded to like 33,000 experience to go to 48. Hello, Eugene. How are you? Used to have that radio on in 5 because the host was the sweet Spanish auntie and the Halo theme was on there. The Halo theme was on there. I just have the classical theme on because it's nice. How many enchants on my soul? Fuck on. Good question. 9? That's frustrating. Make it 10. I'm gonna go get the 10th one. That's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Correct this immediately. Wrong saw. Yes. There we go. Nice round 4%. I like the hosts for the radio channel in Forza 5 was nice. I don't mind her. I just love Don Thompson so much from Forza 4. I love that man. He was funny. I enjoyed him. Came from the gym, so you're exhausted, but good. Me, I'm here. Today is one of those days that I woke up and I was just like, today sucks. It's been a good day, right? I had fun playing World earlier. I enjoy that I get to relax with brighter shores. I get to chill. I chilled earlier. I did some reading. I enjoyed what I was reading. Had fun playing some Dying Light. Just one of those days. You wake up and you're like, this one sucks. Hello, Brimstone. Welcome. How are you? J-pop wins it in this. Especially if it's got a theme on there you like, that makes it a lot more enticing, right? You're still sweating. Have like a nice cool shower. 10 enchants, 48 to 50 takes 331 teak trees. Okay. So that would be like 13 inventories. That's not that bad at all. Nice. weeb allegations from your friends weren't accurate enough, you start trying to imitate them. Amazing. Yeah, I went cryonite, like Raka said, Brimstone. I can't remember what information I had, but from what I vaguely remember, I liked their armor. I think it looked the coolest. And I like ice as an element. I've had some fun memories with ice. And I like rapiers, so it's just a good one for me. It's just a good one. Played a Cahold build in Grim Dawn, yep. My first D&D, it wasn't D&D, it was a friend's homebrew. The way that they'd set it up was that people have like innate talent with magical stuff, and typically the more you have, the like worse you are with each individual one, but you have more variety and stuff, right? I think there was 12 different types. I rolled the absolute minimum and got 2. My element that I was disgustingly proficient in was ice. And I really enjoyed that campaign. It was super fun. I was just unbelievably cracked at using ice. It was fun as fuck. Anytime you calculate how long a grind will take, it kills the motivation. You try not and think about it. I don't necessarily think about it in an actual sense. I just kind of try and get a vague gist. Just because I'm looking at time-wise and I'm like, can I do this today? I don't know at that point. Probably, maybe. I feel like I could get that done today. And if I am able to do this today, then I will be really happy. Cryo's the coolest if you take progression into account. Guardians and Hammer Mages only look cool at higher level. The thing that does kind of fuck with me is like I have a full plate helm right now. But I have like is this armor called Brigandine? I don't even know what this type of armor is, where it's like chain over cloth. Just looks a bit strange. Yeah, honestly. I really like the full plate stuff. It looks really cool. And I don't mind the like full gambeson. I don't know what this is, but look, Eva. It just looks really weird with the plate gauntlets make sense, but the full plate helm is maybe a bit odd on top of it. It makes sense that you would have the plate gauntlets and maybe even the plate greaves to an extent as well. Taking small steps rather than the whole picture all the time can really help, yeah. I mean, with the overarching sense of how much it is that you have to do in terms of the grind for me, it is small steps, right? considering I had to level my woodcut from... God, what was it at initially? 12? All the way to 51? And I'm trying to get like the last 4 levels, 3.5 levels at this point. That 300 like last logs is kind of small steps, right? Your cars all have anime girl liveries on them, primarily Hatsune. And a thing I don't know. I never put any on my cars. I always just leave my cars as like stock color. Because I find all of the ones on the creator hubs are too flashy and too loud. And I don't have the effort to put in to make one myself. Oh, it's the horse thing? Right. Why is everyone so obsessed with the horse thing, man? I really don't get it. It's so funny. Uma is horse. Musume means daughter. It's literally just horse daughter. Fucking funny. Isn't it about, like, functionally gambling racing horses? Why is it called horse daughter? What a strange name for it. They're based on real racing horses as well? Oh god. That makes it infinitely creepier. Driving lessons alright? Yeah. Have you been enjoying them? Oh. Dude, I'm so friggin' happy that I'm gonna get one of my requirements cracked out today. It's always nice getting the, like, slightly stacking, like, I guess, small little steps progression of the levels going up, right? But whenever you hit one of those threshold markers, that's some good shit. When it's done. Even if you've still got a ton of other things to do. It's so rewarding. 100 knowledge. For 300 logs. Does give me quite the good chunk of knowledge points, eh? Horse? You doing okay there, Mace? Another one done. I don't even know where you were gonna go with that, honestly. Probably for the best, fair enough. I don't have your extensive repertoire of information from people who maybe know more things about certain things than they should, shall we say. Is saying Pony Boy really a good idea right now? Considering that. Stay gold? Never a thing I've had anyone say before. Stay gold. Hello, Ein. How are you? It's from a famous novel. That will be why. I don't read. I very rarely read books. Grapefruit has been consumed. Nice. Are you back on your your collector's challenge again, Iron, or are you Darkest Dungeon it up at the moment? Or a secret third option? (1967) novel, The Outsiders. That book is nearly older than me. It nearly predates my existence by how old I am now. Secret third would be what? Just anything else? You do occasionally play other stuff than For You and Darkest Dungeon, right? I only had to read it? You had to act in a screenplay? Fun. I cannot remember what we read in school. And I'm so happy that I only did like school plays in primary. Reason? Get weaker for how much you progress in the story? Right. Horse? Are you doing okay, Mace? You loved acting? I did not. Stroke? You can stroke horses. The horselance? Please do not stroke the horse. Horses like being pet. Just don't stroke it in the wrong way. You never got to try acting? You don't do school plays? I can't even remember what I was anymore in that one. In the one that I did when I was a bit older. I remember I was a lion. In whatever the fuck it was we did when we were very young. Because I remember it was very warm. Because I was in a lion costume. And I kept hurting myself because I had a humongous fucking scar on my arm that I kept picking at throughout the whole thing. Does he ever? Fair. Fair, Eugene, fair. Acting was weird. I don't know if you would call it when you're at that age acting necessarily, but it is technically, I suppose. Very weird. Lion costume. Oh, it definitely wouldn't fit into it anymore, nor do I think we even have it. Considering I'm a solid few feet taller than I was at that point. Probably about a foot fucking wider as well. How was World? It was alright. Nearly done with 4-star. Let's do a cool play where you and several others started mixing into the audience. Neat. Very neat. I get all of my... I don't know what you'd even want to call that, like artistic license out, I guess, when we do D&D. And even then, that's not really what happens anymore. I just make monstrosities now. Torment my players with them. Gave you the rare opportunity to actually yell on stage. Neat. What? Like, if I have nightmares about wasps growing inside me and burrowing out of my hands, and I don't turn them into a D&D monster, what am I even doing? That's a waste of good material. Ugh. Ugh. Terrible record. Hey, Human Harvest, how are you? The main characters are our own stories. I don't know if that's true. I feel like a fucking NPC half the time, man. I dream about you. Yeah, well, I'm not going to turn you into a D&D monstrosity. That's not very interesting. That's just an upset human being, right? A red shirt? Oh no. Nice one, Mace. But you weren't interested, presumably? You're mad? Fuck the German train system. Ah, did public transport screw you over? Because that is fucking annoying. Autistic as fuck. Unhandleable. Fair enough. Fuck Germany, bro. I am astounded that for the outwards reputation of its efficiency, that it is so, like, technologically and I guess, like, amenities backwards, it feels like. It's crazy. It was a nightmare back then. People do tend to mellow as they get older, so that does make sense. Children are incorrigible at the best of times. Might have to work 48+ hours a week instead of 8 hours a day. In excluding weekends, or? Sounds horrible. You had massive anger issues as a kid. I had some. I think almost all of that was due to the bullying, though, so some of that is just like an inherent underlying rage I have in my existence, but I'm sure everyone has some degree of that. Collectively speaking, it won't work. Got quite a few seats, save money as well. We also don't spend the money everywhere else. Yeah. It seems like a weird thing to do when a lot of people are considering lowered work weeks, and it's tending out to be like better for employee productivity and stuff, right? For them to be like, increase it though. Like, that's just a weird choice. You get in trouble constantly, and so many social workers diagnose you with some disorder, and I'm like, It's just Angie. I never showed mine at school. I feel. It's a rare thing at this point where I get angry. Work hours and work-related laws are normally well regulated. It looks like they want to soften up some of them. But why? Invest into nuclear to lower people paying for electric? Yeah. The nuclear energy is like the biggest catastrophe of mass stupidity. It's so sad. Hey Oni, how you doing? What's the new thing you were playing, Oni? I don't know if it's new. I just saw you playing something that had a very long title, and I was like, huh, not seen that before. Wait, what? You were playing something this morning on Discord. It popped up, and I was like, that's a long title. It's like with knights in it, I think. Maybe. Don't remember. Fair enough. Nuclear energy is the biggest green energy we have? Yeah, yeah. Exactly. But it's just like wasted because people are afraid of the fallout as such. As it were. Hey. Even though in like every appreciable, findable like research that can be done at like any point ever, it's safer in every way. You know? Broken sword. That was it. Shadow of the Templar. The long title. It was not one I've seen before. I just wondered what it was. Not heard of it. People freak out because of things like Chernobyl or 3 Mile Island. And whatever the one in Japan was that I've forgotten the fucking name of. Was it Fukushima? Okay. Oh, wild. Okay, amazing. That is not what I expected with that title. Neat. You always forget Fukushima. I always forget 3 Mile Island because I just never heard of it before until you mentioned it like a wee bit ago. Whenever that was, maybe like a year ago or something. I'd never heard about that one. I'd heard about Chernobyl and I'd heard about Fukushima. People work more for less money. Yeah. It's in the States. The one that I remember, which I think is a different one that was from America, was older. No, you'll be fine. Go ahead, Oni. Was where there was like an absolute catastrophe of people who should not have been doing the job and should not have been working together. Where it was like one guy is potentially like, it's hearsay, it's not necessarily correct, it might have been added after the fact to make it more dramatic and all this bollocks, but like someone is potentially sleeping with the other dude that's working's wife. They're on the shift together. There's like notable tension between the two workers and they're known to hate each other. One of the guys is known to have an anger issue. And then they're like manually pulling up the rods out of the thing. And then either they were pulled too far and then slammed back in too quickly or something. Like, it's not really known, but one of them got impaled in the fucking ceiling. What is this game? Send me play it? You don't know what it is. It's basically just a collection of like various things, professions I think is what this game calls them, but like, yeah, professions, various jobs and stuff that would exist. And you do it as like a repetitive task to make numbers go up. It's quite calming and relaxing. If you want it to be, there's a lot of math in figuring out like optimal routes and optimal blah 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 and all that stuff. But it's like just a relatively calm, relaxing thing. It's like RuneScape. Yeah, it's made by the same people, so Unlike RuneScape, the focus is a lot more outside of the combat, though. It's on the other bits. I don't even think, like, I would have agreed with you at one point in time, definitely, Human Harvest. I think people in general are just too ignorant of the existence of the world around them, and also of the fact that other human beings exist. I definitely agree that it's an older people problem, for sure, but I am more and more becoming cognizant of the fact that it's just a people thing in general. Completely fucking unaware of what's going on. You want to play RuneScape? You have no money. Yeah, there's not really a lot you can do for free in RuneScape either. It's like disappointingly limited. To an incredibly small degree. Hypixel Skyblock was an option? I have no idea what the fuck that is. Yeah, I really like that one, Eugene. I really like that it's your whatever that is on Discord, the tagline or whatever it is. Every time I see that, it gives me a little bit of a chuckle. Biggest problem is the generation before said the best time to invest in houses, apartments, assets like that. It's way more affordable. Do you think that's the problem? Become your chill escape when you're done with Helldivers. Nice. Am I at 49? No, 48. At the moment. One of the pieces of bigger picture. To me, the thing that's always been like the largest issue is that we live in a globalized situation where like no one can function anymore without other people in countries they'll never meet being relevant to what they do, right? Bar maybe a very small subset of people, at least a lot of people in the Western world, cannot exist without people they will never meet in their entire lives. Like, I certainly can. But we're stuck to this, like, hardcore idea of separate nations and separate peoples and all this stuff instead of just, like, working together. Based on, like, arbitrary lines on a map that some crotchety old fucking goblin drew 250 years ago because he was born with noble blood, whatever the fuck that means, right? Like, it's crazy. It's just nuts. Exploitation of poor countries, yep. The fact that, like, the like hunger problem that exists in poorer countries just has no reason to exist as well. We produce like enough food on a daily basis to feed like everyone on the planet twice over or something. We just waste so much of it. Which is wild. Can change the settings to make it look like the original. That's always nice. That is always nice. The power of friendship is cringe. Good counterpoint. I understand that point of view to a degree, but also I think that is bollocks. I do have to say, as someone who has not voted for the longest time in their life because they've never felt like anyone is good to vote for, to say that you can't complain about it when you feel like every option is equally as shit as the next doesn't feel very fair, you know? When every option sucks, and all of them just feel like they're in it for their own personal gain rather than actually doing anything good, so you decide to just, like, not do it. It feels a bit unfair to then be like, well, it's your fucking fault, you know? Massive ocean cities lead your people's prosperity. Oh no, my dear. Is it in early access? Or is it like out? Is it in early access or is it out? Welcome back, hello. Most, if not all, the parties are detached from reality of the simple people. Yeah. That's what I mean, though, right? Like, when you feel like all of them suck equally, right? Because this is what I felt in the UK for the longest time. Until I eventually decided, like, the Greens were the least shit. I just didn't vote for anyone. Because there was no point. Because whoever I voted for, they were just gonna make themselves richer and it was fucking irrelevant, right? It's out April 2nd. April 3rd. Oh, like past or next year? Because that's very new in that case. Nice. Hell yeah. I think it's a bit like I understand the sentiment and the point of view and I do get it, but when you feel like every option is terrible, to say that because you didn't vote for an equally large number of shitty people that you don't get to complain about the shitty people, I think is just like innately and inherently wrong. Because there is no one correct to vote for, right? Almost exclusively the people who are in politics are the people who should not be in politics. Because the people who should be doing it don't want to do it because it sucks. Right? Feels like you vote for a lesser evil. Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, now it's a little bit like, it feels as we become a little bit more slipping back into forgetting the history of 100 years ago at this point, shall we say. That there is definitely a lot more of a clear delineation of people you should vote against. But when I was younger, at least in the UK, it was just like, yes, a lineup of assholes. They're all going to do arsehole-y things. So I just didn't do anything. It doesn't mean that now that the UK is falling into a bit of a shit state, right? That I can't be like, man, these guys fucked us up. Because they did. Past decade, wealth distribution got massively in favor, yeah. 2 to 3 times you've been able to vote for different people. Amazing. Don't say it. I mean, it is though, right? Like it is. There's 49 woodcut. 2 more woodcut to go. This is my first character. This is my first character, yes. And as Raka has said, this will be my only character. I will not make another one. The roaring 20s, everything was great. I don't know if that applied outside of the States, did it? As much? I don't know. Everyone always covers what was going on with, like, how good it was in the Americas at that point, as such. Even though it was, like, a bubble, right? As we now know. But I feel like a lot of the, even on channels that cover more of, like, a global perspective, the rest of the world tends to get kind of ignored at that point, other than specifically the States and Germany. But maybe that's just because America was like the greatest representation of what was happening at just an incredibly extreme level compared to other places. I don't know. It tends to be. Advanced as a society? We have in some degrees. But there is definitely still systemic problems for sure. We make baby steps at a very slow pace is the biggest problem, right? We do some things a lot better than we definitely did back then, you know. Like we don't as much anymore. Just like let people die on the side of the street. You know, kick them on our way past. There's better stuff in terms of trying to keep people in employment and job benefits and whatnot. Housing benefits. I guess just benefits in general. Although we're doing it at an incredibly slow fucking pace, at least we have more of an overall ability to somewhat dictate what happens compared to like, well, you know, the man who lives in the castle said that my field didn't grow very well this year, so he killed my wife and sold my child. And I can't do anything about it because the man at the castle has 50 knights. But there is some stuff that is just crazy still. 100%. I feel like we should be playing Civ. Why is that only? We can cure stuff that was fatal, exactly. We eradicated smallpox, which is fucking amazing. We should have eradicated polio. How amazing is that? We killed a disease. Like, we can do amazing stuff, man. We can do such amazing stuff. It's so cool. It's that thing, like, we just have to work together, right? Should have eradicated the bubonic plague. Yeah, we didn't get rid of that either, somehow. Lobster was given to prisoners. Dude, I had lobster one time and it was fucking rank. Someone gave that to me as a prisoner, I would beg for the fucking chopping block. Just take me to the headsman, I don't want to eat another lobster. Lobster backs, amazing. You can get very political playing Civ, can you? I feel like all that happens in Civ is I just get pissed off at Babylonia. Because somehow it's 5 seconds into the game and they've done 90% of the tech tree. Don't we keep it in a lab? We do keep it in a lab, yes. I can understand the merit of that, though. Even though it seems, like, psychotic to do, there is, like, legitimately good reasons for it, right? Sounds about right for that one, I think. Most countries in the third world have shit up and running. Sadly. It's so astonishing. I don't know if it would happen. I feel like if everyone just had some, you know, baseline level of, like, kindness, we'd be in such a good spot. It's just sad. That's it. It doesn't matter about anything else, right? None of the bits and the bobs are relevant if everyone just has, like, some decent amount of like willingness to listen and kindness. It would just fix so much stuff. People get stuck in their own heads and then just choose hate instead. Let's go be with the monster players, you bug play good. I'll have you know that actually you can't bonk flute good, because bonk flute can never be good, Mike. I'm sorry. You have to be executed now. Only bladed weapons are allowed to exist in my world. Or something. How do we tell Huckster about Honeycorn and Wilds? I mean, it's Wilds. It's gonna be like busted OP, right? Everything is. This is kind of the game. That's the thing. Everything is OP. Everything is OP, nothing is OP. Well, this is the thing. All of the weapons are OP. The monsters. Cut the feed. Cut the feed, we can't talk about the monsters. The only thing I care about when it comes to Wild's weapons is because it's basically the only weapon I've played, and it's dual blades. Nerf dual blades. Please. Please. And then when you finish nerfing dual blades, pause, wait a moment, nerf dual blades again. For the love of fucking God. And then maybe a third time, because fuck, they're so OP. You'll be treaded on ice. Eggshells and tightrope were what you'd say. Yeah, I mean, you bring that up. That was on you. Good old Wilds. Title update info soon? Title update? DLC update info soon? Hopefully. Hopefully. You have a clip where some... You have a clip somewhere. Jesus, that fucked my brain so hard for some reason. My autocorrect just could not handle that. You're using dual blades, you are spamming the wound attack 4 to 5 times. Yup. As a PlayStation state of play in under 2 weeks, it would be summer technically. The bear you can't remember the name of. Doshiguma? Probably. If it was in the demo. Because I think that was the only bear-like creature in the demo. Red face, kind of like furry boy. Doshu? Cool. I guess you could argue maybe that old Chatacabra is bear-ish, but that feels wrong. I don't know what I would consider that thing. June, beginning of showcases, expansion. I would have thought it would be Capcom as well, personally. But it's not impossible, right? Is that Gos Harag? What is that? I didn't like Goss, honestly. Conceptually, I think he's cool as fuck. Visually, I like him. I think he was, he suffered from the Brute Wyvern problem. Where you're just like smacking the legs until it falls over, sort of thing. It just felt like you were in an endless battle of arm slapping against him. And you never got to do anything else. It was a rough one. Would have been nice if you could do more to cripple his ice blades. Even though I know it's like such a major part of his moveset. I mean, it's not being able to trip spam it that annoyed me. It's the fact that it kind of turned from trip spamming to arm spam blade spamming, right? It's just the thing with the Brute Wyverns is you can't hit the head or you bounce off the head. You can't hit the tail, so you just end up hitting the legs all the time. Goss feels like that. It's like everywhere's a terrible hit zone other than his hands, so you just exclusively break his hands all the time. When you break them, it was satisfying, for sure, yeah. I am not gonna deny that at all. Brings out the boulder hands, yeah. Yeah. It was a neat idea. Conceptually, I think. I do like his design. I feel like his fight felt very repetitive, maybe, is the thing that I'm thinking of. It's maybe a better way to phrase it. Which is a problem I don't necessarily have with a lot of Monster Hunter fights, other than Brute Wyverns. Barbraki. Would have been neater if he had a variant. What would you even do with a variant for him? To be fair. No, not another fire monster. Oh my god. In Sunbreak? Not another fire monster. Ah. I swear to god that game was like half fire monsters by the fucking end. It egregious. Dragon would have been cool, yeah. Dragon would have been really neat. They don't use dragon enough. Yeah, I was just thinking a whip, actually. A whip would be neat there. That would have been cool. You can also do that with lightning, but dragon is more impactful. And I feel like that game suffered in terms of dragon weapons, if I remember. I feel like that game suffered in terms of any weapons that weren't fucking fire. Water was okay, because you had Almudron and Busy. Almudron. I played that 5 new fire monsters. I'm still so pissed off, by the way, that they had the audacity to take Ragnar Kadaki, a fire spider, and give it a variant, which is a fire spider. This is the most subspecies shit I've ever seen. That's Azure Rathalos, is what you've just done. You've just made modern Azure Rathalos. Congratulations. It was terrible. Terrible fight. Terrible monster. Well, you agree? I mean, Ragnar Kadaki, I think I don't remember the fight, to be honest, really, but I was just so pissed. Yeah, Frostfang is just ass as well. Shrieking Legiana is just weak. Only no. Guys, we have to cancel Oni. I'm sorry, Oni, it's the rules. Delete that. Quote it. Don't actually. Don't actually. I wish they did that with more monsters, honestly. Just it by itself, even. I'm imagining that as like, what's the thing called? Endothermic. Like an endothermic cigarette. Is it endothermic? Yeah, exo is puts out. Endothermic. Yeah, more monsters would be cool without element, though. I can focus on the physical attributes instead. It's really neat. Vanish? There's a whole tale if you combine multiple of your quotes together in there, Oni. You like to only keep the one. What's the definition of a frost bag? Yeah, does it still put like tar? Or does it put like ice into your lungs? I forgot about that one. Menthol. Is that is it 5 gum? Seems like one of the adverts they would make. What was I playing? Not Mario, because I never have, as far as I'm aware. Have I played Mario on stream? I don't think so. With Expedition 33. That one's not a keeper. That one's sus. It's because Tonin has got Oni in it. Melatonin. It just looks for that string anywhere in the entire thing, so if it finds it anywhere, then... Yeah, canonical. On it, cool. Why does that one actually ping me? That's interesting. Oh, because a lot of the other ones say huggy, that's why. Do you actually want it gone, Oni? If you actually want it gone, it can be deleted. Kind of do. Someone delete it, please. I don't know what number it is. Thank you. You don't want to unintentionally trigger someone. I think breathing on the internet does that at this point. But fair. Oh, what even was it? Dude, they wish. That would be too cool. You can't give them that much power. Nobody deserves that much power. Christ. Oh, there you go. Raka found it. I was like, maybe Truly will get it. I don't know if there's any other coats with Truly in it. Level 1 woodcutter. Well, milestone 1. Level 1 would be unfortunate. Finally level 1. Now I can begin again. Let's go get my final woodcut level. The last woodcutting level I need. It's the only quote with true at all. Nice. Good job, Brian. This is gonna be teleport back up, I think. Okay, there's 3 in there. How many in the big room? 5? I wonder if they use Look at that experience, Jesus Christ. So quick. Yeah, it seems like I can just stick in this one area here. Cool. And then that will almost certainly be solid. 35k experience. I get 400 a log. So yeah, 10 would be 4, 8, and then 400 would be 1600, so 9600. So, as Raka says, 4 inventories will do it. Very nice. Better to be that than too blasé, exactly. Exactly. it stay on if I do that? It does. Click the green icon on the tree. Does it reappear when you've got it charged, I assume? Neat. Just because it randomly popped into my head. How are the snakies, Ramhard? How are the snakies doing? Little wormy? Yeah, tell me all about your little worm. I like the snakies. Ow. Bro, Alex, I know you die tonight. The next Warbond was announced. Christ, of course it was. So, I feel like they've immediately not landed anything. Well, the snakes are doing really well. Good. Didn't get any eggs, sadly. Gonna try and pair them earlier. Fair. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. The grubs are doing well. 2 pupating, 1 just getting fat. Nice. Cool. I like hearing about them. No one ever has exotic pets, I feel. So it's nice. None of us type Warhammer 40k. Interesting. It being a paid one makes some degree more sense, at least. Or you know, crossover one, rather than thingy. Just their own stuff. And then they've like immediately not learned their lesson. That's good. I bet there's a whole bunch of people going absolutely fucking raging crazy over the idea of getting the, what are they called? The bolters or something? In it? Exotic pets are cool. Jim Jeff? Sorry. That's amazing. Jim Jeff the beanie. Love that. Got over his terrible twos. No longer on the hunt for women. That sounds very insidious. Nice. I'm saying about 1.5k for weapons you can't level. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to level them this time. You got the names mixed, but you love him. You thought, why not just name him both? That is amazing. I love that logic. Throwing out another statement about the feedback, etc. What people call corpo talk. I mean, it was corpo talk, so. I think felt like the most PR wrote this thing ever. The complaining shall ceaselessly continue, and all of the people will just keep playing the game. Nothing will change. Normal existence continues. It's bad on Xbox? Oh, really? It's strange for it to be bad on a console. The F key? My hands usually being nice and warm in my pocket while I'm playing this. I don't want to press the F key on my keyboard. My hand's warm. Ooh. Has crash problems. Can complete a single mission a couple of days ago without crashing? Weird. Very weird. Jim Jeff. I love Jim Jeff. I'm actually gonna have done it. Man. That is amazing. It's gonna be a requirement met. Oh. Nice. Told you it would be a problem. To be fair, it is relatively close. What goal am I going for? Specifically, what I wanted today was to get to 101 woodcut. So milestone 1, which I've just hit a moment ago, and then I guess 101. Leveling it up one more time. Because that's the requirement for the quest. And the next inventory gives it to me. Return tree. Fine, fuck you too. Then I need to get my carpenter up to 1. And I will be able to do that quest. Then after that one, it is Forager up to 118, which is currently on 107. I'm friggin' getting there, man. I'm friggin' getting there. Closing in. There's still a lot to do. Don't get me wrong, but every extra requirement that gets ticked off feels infinitely closer to getting to my goal. It's brilliant. I'll even get to level a little bit of extra combat, which is nice. Get that a little bit closer. Should be able to manage a quest a week, yeah. One more knowledge point. Botanist is up to 50. I'm nearly at total level 500. Jesus. That happened at some point, apparently. That's definitely at that point. Hell yeah. And title. Stealth bomb the shit out of the enemy. Enjoy. It's the max. Yeah. True. In one way. Yup. "101 woodcut. It is done. Woodcut is finished. The requirement for Forgotten Things is met. I can go back to Hopeport. I can do a little bit more combat. And Raka gets to be a happy camper. Because the next non-combat to be leveled is Carp. Good old Carp Ender, my favorite skill. I love the idea. There is so many people specifically in fucking here right now, what the hell? That they just hate Carp so much they made an entire skill around just killing Carp. It is psychotic. It'd be brilliant. Yes. All of the quests at this point are beneficial in terms of what do you call it as well. Every quest I complete, in theory, will give me some combat experience. It might not in practice, but in theory, that'll give me combat experience, which moves me even closer to the combat goal. which is brilliant. Forget what you... What? You remember one MMO had specifically Fishmonger? Amazing. How much XP is the combat level? I think it was 200k. Before I got any experience. This is 8,000 an hour. It's gonna go for like 20 hours. Doubled, and then quadrupled. I'm gonna definitely get the levels. Well, it's 170k now, but would it be quadrupled? Because I've got the double passive potions, right? As well as the double experience, because I haven't done the passive before. The potions are 5%. Oh! I thought they were double. Okay, well, 5% more for that time is nice. I have no idea. I think because we were talking about like multiplicative stacking and all that stuff. And the example is the easiest one I could come up with, which is like times 100 twice. Or like 3 times, and how that becomes different things, right? You're supposed to be the back here. I don't think that's true at all. 5% still good. That's still chunky. That's helpful. Exaggerated gestures towards name. Names can be ironic. Or just false. I think you have more information stored in your brain than I've ever learned in my entire life. Yes. Been alive longer, you have an unfair advantage. I feel like, if anything, that typically means that you would have forgot more stuff, though. I've had less time to forget things. And yet still. Goes both ways, right? Not even what I just recall in my entire life that I've learned. Even the stuff that I've forgotten. I learned it at one point, but it's been deleted. A week. Excited. Yeah, I was so tempted the other day to play some Pokemon Puzzle League. I wanted to play it real bad, and then I fucking forgot. I don't have NSO anymore, so I don't have access to it. which means I can't play it because I do not have an N64 anymore. Truly a sad moment in existence. And then I played Dying Light and immediately forgot, but that's not the point. For 2 seconds I was like, oh, shiny. Just sparing these guys infinitely and just keep stealing their money? Yes. If I'm not here to mug the guards ramhard, they'll spend their money on drinking. And that's bad for their health. So I'm going to stab them until they surrender, which is fine for their health. And then steal their money because they lost. And that's how life works in the world of Pokemon. I don't know. Or with this little boost of combat experience here as well, I will definitely reach 206. Which means I will need 7 more levels. 1 of those will come from AFK, so I need 3 a day. Which is easy peasy. I'll also get the first time kill boost as well. Even though that's like usually a relatively irrelevant amount. It's so... The better question, Ramhard, is why are these guards being paid so fucking much that they can afford to take all of these losses and hand out all of this money that often? 3 silver? That's a lot of fucking money. Literally industrial complex. The secret the Gower brothers don't want you to know is that Hopeport has a war economy. That's the only way it functions. I mercifully think that in this scenario that would not work. Alas, I am not going to try. 10% of a KP. What the fuck would a KP for combat be at this point? Like 80,000 or something? 70,000? So 7,000 experience, not shabby. Not shabby at all. That's amazing. That's a great quote. I love that. don't have the ego to write memoirs, but if I wrote memoirs, that would be in them. That one's come up multiple times today. This is the rear one from the otter. Look at them levels. I'm just checking what was next bit. Oh, okay. I am not 100% sure, but relatively certain that that one was not contextualized to a specific game. Yeah, definitely goes in ALE. If Otter was paying attention to any degree whatsoever, that might have been either Alien Isolation or Resident Evil. But I think those were long after Gales and ALE, weren't they? Oh no, they were on the weekends, so it could have been simultaneous. Don't remember. Do not remember. There's a bunch of chicken goats in a row. Can you tell it was Gales and the alley? Oh, then... No, Akami was on weekdays. Mace had that early slot, because no one else was taken up. Taken up? No one else had took up. Just that you redeemed Okami in one of the earlier slots, so it got to that a lot quicker, and you managed to get it played a lot quicker because no one had redeemed anything in the early slots. That's all. It was basically just you and I think maybe Skullbot as well that redeemed stuff in the first half. It was a fun game, what Skullbot redeemed. I can't remember what it was called. I enjoyed it. It was fucking weird. No idea why I just attempted to scroll through my Steam library to find it. Hey, and another milestone one. Worldless, that was it, thank you. Another milestone one. Sweet. That thing has leveled up so many times. Exclusively from me, well, I'll kill this person now that I started fighting them, but so many times from me just putting key points into it. Botanist, yeah. Which I think leveled like 2 or 3 times today, which is kind of wild. That woodcut was giving me really fucking good experience though. Really, really good knowledge from that woodcutting. when we started at 47. Yeah, I think it was relatively close to 48, so that would make a lot of sense. Sell all of that. We're gonna run down here, grab the experience potion, misclick Streamlabs instead. I have 28 of them. Nice. Move to potion belt. We go kill the street louse. That definitely with double experience and 5% extra gets me to 46, which means I can get myself hopefully better equipment, and everything is lovely. Okay. Well, I should stop this actually. I should drink that. That is going to be me done for today. I will be back with more of the same as it was today tomorrow. You can see when on that little linky link there. There's Discord and YouTube if those two interest you. Till I see you next time. Have a good one. Hey, like.